The Manager Live objectives have refreshed. We've got another 3 to complete, and as you can see, I've already done it. Now, it took me about an hour this time. Last time it was about an hour and a half. This time it was about an hour. You can get a total of, I think, 1,050 XP it works out to. Now, since last week's video on this, so we already did a video on this, but last week I was kind of more so explaining which ones I did and it wasn't working, how I got it to count. But now that a full week has passed, I know that the quickest ones to do, and also will answer some of the popular questions such as, can you replay a challenge and have it count? Let's get into it. Of course, you want to head on over to Manager Career, and then you want to press Live under Manager Live, and it will have all of your completed challenges. Now, I already completed 3 challenges before going into this week, of course, from last week. Now, the ones that I completed last week was Transfer Improvements. I completed Transfer Improvements Preseason Trophy, and then the third one that I did last week was Top at Christmas. That's right. So this time I've done Points Deduction. I have also done European Elites, and I've done Alex Morgan. Now, I'll answer the question that I actually got this morning or yesterday, and it was, can I replay the challenge and have it count again? So for example, if you've already done the Transfer Improvements, this one is insanely easy, then can I replay it? Now, to answer your question, guys, it does let you replay it, but for me, it did not count towards the objectives. Now, whether or not it's supposed to be this way, or it is another EA glitch. Now, what I will say, guys, is, first of all, I completed it again. I went out, I went back in, and I had an error message saying waiting to validate challenge, which I had for none of the other ones. So I was like, okay, they know what I'm trying to do, but I'm not going to let it. I restarted the game. It said challenge complete again, but it did not count towards my Manager Live objectives. So to answer that question, yes, you should be able to replay challenges you've already completed, but no, I don't think, or it didn't for me anyway, it did not count towards the objective. Now, otherwise, I had absolutely no problems, guys, so I'll show you guys the quickest ones that I did this week, and then the quickest ones that you can do all together if you didn't do them last week. So first of all, this week, I already did a few easy ones last week. This week, guys, I did Points Deduction. Now, I actually had an issue with this last time because I was using Arsenal, and what happened is once Arsenal's expectation was to win the league, you start with a minus 20 points, you have to survive relegation. I got to like 10th place, I survived relegation, but I got sacked before the thing finished because of course I wasn't on track to win the league. They didn't adjust my manager, my club objectives, if you will, the expectations for that minus 20 point deduction, but I never thought of it last time, and I mean, I'm glad I thought of it this time with some help from Twitter, of course. But guys, what you want to do is when you set it up, as you can see, my manager rating is insanely low, but we set up the setting that confirms or makes sure that we do not get sacked. So guys, head on over to settings. You do this when you can initially, in fact, I think you have to do this when you initially create the game file, if you will. But what you want to do is head on over to your general settings, and under board expectations, make sure you turn it to no sacking. As you can see, it says setting is only modifiable during the initial setup. But yeah, set this to no sacking, and then with a club like Arsenal, Liverpool, a 5-star club, City, something like that, then all you have to do, guys, is head on over to the calendar, and then from the start of the season, you just want to sim all the way to June. I did 29th, but it's meant to be June 30th. And of course, with Arsenal, I ended up finishing, it doesn't show me last season, this is the new season, but I'm pretty sure I ended up finishing 8th, I'm pretty sure, with that minus 20 point deduction. So of course, guys, that means that I completed this objective. This was incredibly easy. It took about maybe 20 minutes, which was just simming through. I mean, the whole season, it took a little bit, but not long at all. You don't have to do anything. Make sure you don't go AFK because you do get some messages like injuries and stuff like that. You just have to confirm, reselect your date, and do it again. So guys, points deduction for me is a must complete. Now the next one I decided to do today, guys, was European Elites. Now the European Elites means you just have to get top 4, easy, top 4 with any club you want, top 4. That's it, you're allowed to sim. I chose PSG. I don't recommend choosing Premier League just because there's a lot of competition in the Premier League. So what I did is I just chose PSG, just like I did with the Arsenal one, simmed until the end of the match. Literally didn't even have to play a full game, and it's already 2 challenges done. Simmed till the end of the season, sorry, I meant. And yeah, we got top 4 easily. And the final one I did, guys. Now, I wouldn't recommend doing this one unless you've got all of the other easier ones done. This one is called Alex Morgan, and you can find this under the pre-order section. Now, what you have to do is you have to win Starting League one time before 31st of December 2020. It's a 25-minute clip. As you can see, it was we clipped it on PlayStation. So this actually took about 25 minutes, right? So we chose the Alex Morgan objective challenge, if you will, and we went and chose Olympic Leonesses. That's right. And after choosing Leonesses, guys, make sure you turn your match settings down to beginner. I actually went amateur, maybe wasn't paying attention, but it's fine. Amateur, beginner. And board expectations, once again, put that to no sacking, just like you would have done for your avoid relegation with a 20-point deduction objective. So this was still automatically simming, and this was against Fleury, FC Fleury 91. We won 4-1. Now, it was December, so about halfway through the season, I actually stopped for simulation just so I could go check on my on the table to see how far behind I was, or if I was in first, or what was happening. Now you do get some notifications like this, you can just ignore if you want. But yeah, we went to the office in the standings. As you can see, guys, we were 5 points off the top. We were in 4th place behind PSG, because of course when you are quick simming, some results don't go your way. So this is where I had to step in. Like beginner, amateur difficulty, it's obviously so easy. You can just run through the team. So what I'd do, guys, is I'd score 2 goals, pause it, so it only took me 7 in-game minutes, about 30 seconds, and then sim to the end. The reason I'd score 2 goals before simming to the end is because, of course, with that 2-goal advantage, you'd be confident you can be 2-0 up and then sim to the end, and it should be enough to see it through. That was the final regular season game, or I'm pretty sure this one might have been the final regular season game. And at this point, we were, no, it wasn't. No, it's the semi-finals. It said it's the semi-finals. So we were first, as you can see. We just got first in the regular season, and I was having a look and it said win the Starting League, which was what confused me, because I thought the Starting League would mean the regular league, but no, it actually meant win the whole tournament. So we did get first in the regular season, but it didn't matter. We still had to win the semis and the final. So the same case as we were doing to play catch up in the league, go into the game, beginner difficulty, 3 minutes a half, score 2 goals, sim to the end. And this right here was the second, so 2-0 up. It took us 15 minutes that time actually, which was quite a lot in game minutes. Sim to the end, they actually almost had a comeback. If you're 2-0 up and sim to the end and lose, then that's obviously unlucky. You could do 3 goals to be safe, and as soon as we were done, guys, we had this beautiful challenge completed pop-up, which is exactly what we want. All in all, lads, it took me about an hour. Of course, it was just simming the games, and then of course this one took a little bit of playing to make sure. Now, one final disclaimer, and then I'll show you or tell you guys the 3 that I think are quickest to do if you haven't done any yet. So for the Manager Live, after completing a Manager Live objective, if it's not counting, which is what we covered last week, if it's not counting, guys, what you want to do is go out of your game and then just load back in. So completely dashboard your game, close your app, load back in to FC26, and it should be updated. It worked for me. And yeah, the Manager Live objectives tick. So make sure, restart your game, close your app after completing the challenge, and make sure that it's counting. The ones that I think are must complete, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, for me, I think the 2 quickest ones, or in fact, I think it's really easy, to be honest. I think transfer improvements, which doesn't work if you've already completed it, but if this is your first time on Manager Live, transfer improvements, all you have to do is sell a player for at least 10 million, and then buy a player for at least 20 million. So list a player of a club you're managing to the transfer list, wait for an offer to come in, accept it, and then go buy a player. You can get this done in 3 minutes, guys. That's that done. Then I'd say points deduction. Choose a 5-star club, Arsenal, Liverpool, or City in the Premier League, or you could choose PSG. I think it will let you choose PSG as well. PSG is a cheat code for stuff like this. Make sure you head on over when you're setting up the in-game settings, if you will. Make sure you go to the settings, I believe the general settings, and make sure you select no sacking. If you do not do that, you will get sacked halfway through, and you've just wasted 10-20 minutes of your time watching the game simulate, and it doesn't matter because you'll be sacked. So make sure you put the settings to no sacking, simulate to the end of the season, and with a 5-star team and a 20-point deduction, you should still have enough points to have survived relegation. Then I'd say the other easiest one, guys, is European Elites, and for this one, you want to choose PSG. Once again, make sure you select no sacking, simulate to the end of the season, where you will 100% get top 4. Hopefully, it starts to let you, it does in fact let you replay them. We'll have to wait and see what happens next week. But yeah, hopefully this helped you guys out, and I'll see you all in the next one.